What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And today, I'm not going to beat about the bush. We've got the Huawei, the Mate X5 in the studio, all thanks to a loyal viewer and subscriber, Bart. Thank you very much. This YouTube journey has taken me to many fine places. I'm talking phone places, not physical places. However, that's to come. I've gone from Xiaomi to Oppo to OnePlus to Huawei to Apple to everywhere. I can categorically say that the past 3 months have been the most exciting, innovative, just groundbreaking few months for foldable phones. The Huawei Mate X5 might be the culmination of all of that put together. Let's talk. Now, again, as mentioned, this Huawei device was gifted to me for a period of a few days in order to do a review, first impressions, and a bit of comparison with other foldable phones. And I can't thank Bart enough for that. In my first day, 24 hours with the Huawei Mate X5, it's got me thinking, is there a perfect foldable phone available today? And if the Huawei Mate X5 isn't it, then what am I missing? So before I get to the first impressions of the Huawei, I just want to give some context. The Xiaomi Mix Fold 3, a phone I have in the studio. Here it is here. Sorry, I've got quite a lot of phones laid out on the desk for this video. On a side note, also gifted to me to use for as long as I like by another loyal subscriber, Howard. Thank you very much. This one is for sale though. Howard would like it sold. I've already got a buyer in place, it looks like. So still, DM me on Instagram if you are interested in buying the Xiaomi Mix Fold 3. The Xiaomi Mix Fold 3, in a lot of people's opinions, could be classed as the best foldable device on the planet. It's got the camera setup you want. It's got that large outer display. It's got wireless charging and wired charging. The only knock for me on the Xiaomi is that obviously it's not full Google support, so there's no Android Auto, but we can look over that. But it is the largest foldable phone. It is bigger than the OnePlus Open. It's slightly wider on the outside screen, so maybe just a bit too big for some people in the hand. So the Xiaomi maybe wasn't for you. But it's okay, there's other choices. Like the OnePlus Open. Again, some people could describe this as the perfect mobile phone. The better form factor, the cameras, but there's a lack of wireless charging. Full Google support, Android Auto, everything is there, but no wireless charging, which for me is a bit of an omission when it comes to building the perfect mobile phone. So as I was unboxing the Huawei and playing with it for the last 24 hours, it kind of dawned on me, this has 50 watt wireless charging. This has a 5 times optical zoom lens. This is a much neater, in line with the OnePlus Open form factor, as you can see there, basically the same height and width, but it's got a large display on the inside. Now I know what you're all thinking. Of course, the hardware on the Huawei, the Mate X3 and now Mate X5, is probably the best. Like the hinges is unreal at any angle, and I mean any angle. Look at that. At like 170 it'll maybe snap, but 160 degrees it's not snapping down, unlike on the OnePlus and others. Everything on this device hardware wise is premium, but the big knock is obviously no Google services. That's just impossible to get. So with the lack of Google services, I ask you, if the Huawei Mate X5 had Google services, would it be the perfect device? I then want to ask you, what's this? That looks like Google services to me. That looks like the Play Store. Hold on, that can't be a gimmick. That's not the Play Store. It's a full Google Play Store. But wait, through Gbox, of course. Not through Gbox, not through Gspace. This has, other than Android Auto, like the Xiaomi, Google Play services all inside this phone. Now, how? I have been asked a few times on Instagram when I posted a picture, because people obviously noticed there was a Google app on there. Well, I'm taking no credit for this. Bart, the person that provided the phone, is a bit of a phone genius. And when it comes to the new Huawei Mate X5, just to tell you a bit more about the specs, it's the new Kirin 9000S chip, which to me has some significance when it comes to getting 5G speeds and Google services that weren't achievable on the previous chip. It's also the software. It's Harmony OS on this rather than the EI, whatever they call it in Europe. With that software, you really can't get Google services. It has to be through Gbox or Gspace. With Harmony OS paired with the new Kirin 9000S chip, Google services is actually pretty simple to install. So knowing all that, what do you think is my favourite foldable phone so far? Is it going to stay with the OnePlus Open? The Huawei, in its first 24 hours, looks and feels better than the OnePlus. It just does. This isn't me jumping ship or anything. I'm just telling you, because I've already told you this. The Huawei Mate X5 is the Huawei Mate X3 with some slightly different tweaks. But those tweaks mean a lot when it comes to Google services, which is a software, and that was always the downside of the Mate X3. Now, there is a couple of little caveats. In order to get Harmony OS, you have to buy the phone direct from China, and it has to be delivered to mainland China. So you need to know someone in that area that can then forward the shipment on to you. And by the way, the red edition, this is called the collector's edition. Essentially, most of the variants you buy in China are the collectors, but this is the 1 terabyte storage version of the device. So it's not a cheap phone. I think when they do eventually get round to releasing it here, it's probably like a £2,500 phone. So yes, it is roughly twice the price of the OnePlus. I can tell you sitting here right now, the Huawei is not twice the phone of the OnePlus. It's maybe better, it's maybe not better in some people's eyes. But what playing with this Huawei has given me is a refound anger towards the American government for this whole China Huawei debacle. We as consumers are being neglected, and we're the ones missing out. I talk about Samsung in mostly a negative light because they've rested on their laurels and they're not evolving content. And they're not evolving their devices. Well, Huawei are evolving their devices, software and hardware all the time. Again, it's my first impressions, but just look at this. This is a stunning piece of magic that's been achieved in this foldable device. But you and I, again, unless we know somebody in China, we can't get our hands on it. We can't do that. And that's upsetting. Luckily, OnePlus have come along and they've made it a bit more easy to choose between, because they're better than the Google Pixel Fold and the Samsung Z Fold, in my opinion. But if we could get the Huawei, if we could get the Xiaomi globally. Now, I have heard the rumours that you've all heard. The Xiaomi Mix Fold 4 is going to be global. And I do believe that is the case. But that's 10 months away. The Honor Magic V2, again, could you imagine we had that in amongst all this with global ROM? We'd be spoilt for choice. Yes, the prices would be slightly higher than importing from WONDA Mobile. But at least we'd have choice. I'd be able to spend my money and be comfortable knowing that I can get all the full software support that I need from my device. But we're being robbed of that. In Huawei's situation, it's by the government. In the others, it's more just economies of scale. How much are they actually going to sell to us in the Western market? I plan to visit China soon, which is exciting, very exciting. I know when I go to China, I am going to see more foldable phones out in the wild than I've ever seen. Tell me, how many Honor Magic V2s, Xiaomi Mix Fold 3s, Vivos, again, I've still got the Vivo X Fold Plus in studio, which is still for sale. Nobody's hit me up. I'm even willing to take £750 for this basically new Vivo X Fold Plus. But imagine Vivo is added into the mix as well. How many have you seen in the wild? Yeah, I'll answer for me, it's none. I have seen a couple of Samsungs and I do let out a little snigger. But that's disappointing. And that's only impacting on us as consumers and lovers, enthusiasts of technology, and in particular foldable devices. That's why you watch my channel. I know this video will probably do quite well because people are interested in foldable devices, particularly the Huawei. I was unaware of the popularity that Huawei had until I done the Mate X3 video. Until I then asked people if they're interested in me buying the X5 to review. My Instagram post got so many likes in the first day just showing a picture of this device. So I know that Huawei is popular. It's just, again, it's a shame that we just can't readily get it. So I know this video was titled First Impressions. I didn't know how to title it. It is my first impressions, which, by the way, my first impressions are absolutely fantastic. And I will talk in my next video about how Google works and the software works. But what I wanted to get across in this video is there's no such thing as a perfect foldable just now. But when I combine the Honor Magic V2 thinness, dimensions, with the 50 watt wireless charging of the Xiaomi, well, that's what this is. That's kind of those two phones combined. I can then combine the OnePlus Open's good camera setup with the 5x optical on the Xiaomi. Well, the cameras on this crush the Xiaomi and the OnePlus Open. Sorry, that's just a fact. And again, that will be in the next video. I'm going to show you all the footage I've taken, photos, videos, nighttime shots. Did I also mention Bar included the Huawei pen? Stylus support that you get on the V2 and the OnePlus. You also get in the Huawei on both 120Hz displays. The Huawei packs it all in. Wired 66 watt charging, 50 watts wireless. Anyway, I wanted to get this across. I've got the Huawei Mate X5. There will be a lot of content coming on it. There will be the comparison between, for my money, the two best foldables out just now. Three best foldables out just now. I was actually recording footage for the OnePlus versus Xiaomi video because the Honor Magic V2 versus OnePlus Open was such a popular video. I think that's over 10k views now. I know you want to see the Xiaomi. So that is coming. That's going to hear very, very soon. But the Huawei kind of sidetracked me a bit because it's a big deal. So hopefully this video came together and made sense for you. Hopefully you're excited to see more content on the Huawei and the Xiaomi and the OnePlus and everything else. I've got the Xiaomi 14 Pro coming in the studio soon. I've got the Oppo Find N3 coming in the studio very soon. So yeah, if you haven't already, smash subscribe. If you've got any comments on this video, I know it wasn't as structured as I have normally done my videos. Or if you've got any questions on any of the devices, hit me up. You know I'll always answer. And on another side note, because you know I'm addicted to tech, having the OnePlus Open and using it as my daily driver has meant that my Apple Watch Ultra, while I still use, has kind of been sidelined because it's not connected to the OnePlus, obviously. So I had to think of an Android smartwatch, and I bought this. The TicWatch 6 Pro, I believe they're calling it. Let me get the box. I've never used a TicWatch before, not that I remember. TechWatch Pro 5. TechWatch Pro 5. So I'm going to do probably just a review. I won't do like first impressions. I'll probably just go straight to the review on that after I've used it for a couple of weeks. But I can tell you right now, my first impressions are fantastic. The 80-hour battery life, which is like 4 or 5 days. Yeah, really impressed with that. Anyway, until next time.